Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome, folks. Today, the Hungry Gamer is back with another mini crowdfunding preview, but this is going to be a little bit different than I normally do because rather than dive into what I normally do with the preview and talk a little about the gameplay and all of that, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because there are already several really good videos about that. If you want to watch gameplay, you can watch Tabletop Tolson's video or Meet Me at the Tables video. If you want really good analysis, well, again, you can watch Tabletop Tolson's video or you can watch Brains on Games. And there are more videos coming, and I think they all do a really good job. So rather, what I'm going to focus on for this video about Cyber Pet Quest, which I can't spin because this is actually the whole box. It's got stuff in it, and also it has a magnetic top, but I don't want everything flying everywhere. But so what I'm going to do here is instead, I'm going to talk a little bit about who I think this game is for. And before I go any further, I do need to say that games, I'm friends with Dead Alive Games. They published one of my brother's games, and by working with them, I have been paid a small amount of, believe me, a small amount of money to help them get content creators to create content around this game. I had nothing to do with the design of the game or anything like that, but full disclosure. So because of all of those things, I want to do a little video and talk about who's this game for. Because one of the things that I've noticed, and I actually really like about Dead Alive Games, is they don't have a niche, really. They have Omicron Protocol, a very heavy miniature skirmish game. They have Lunar Rush, a light-medium Euro game. Now they have Cyber Pet Quest, and I know some of the other stuff that they have down the road, which are different yet again. So there's not a single, this is not a company that you go to, like GMT, say, I want historical war games, GMT. It's not like that. So I really want to take a moment and talk about who is this game for and who is it not for. So very briefly, Cyber Pet Quest is a fantasy sci-fi adventure dungeon crawl-ish game which takes place in the world of Omicron Protocol, and actually one of the characters from Omicron Protocol, the expansion, Jane the Cat, is the main character, but other cybernetic pets, which are pets that have some kind of cybernetic implant, are joining in the adventure to go find Jane's missing owner, Howard. And they go through adventures and shenanigans and all the kinds of things that you would expect from pets doing adventures, like getting in a dumpster and rolling it down the street, knocking over these big bad guys and things. Those kinds of things that you expect to see. And what will happen and how you will find out what happened to Howard, we don't know. But to do that, you're going to be playing more of a Euro-inspired dungeon crawl. And by that I mean you're going to be rolling dice, you're chucking dice, but you're chucking dice at the beginning of the round, and that's going to tell you what resources you have to use. And everything you roll is going to give you something. You might be getting luck, which allows you to do some mitigation and allows you to activate different abilities as you're going to be picking up cards and gear and loot and abilities as you level up and go along the way. You're going to be using luck to activate things. And you're going to be getting energy, you're using energy to move, and you have health, and all of those things. But you know what all of that is at the beginning of the turn. So you have some input randomness there. So, but then after that, it's all very Euro. It's dice. It's choosing how to allocate those resources, where to go. When do you want to activate the locations that maybe you're going to be interacting with? Do you want to interact with the bookshelf right now? Do you want to interact with the chair? Do you want to interact with the dumpster? Do you want to attack one of the Sims that are there causing trouble, etc., etc., etc.? So it's a very Euro-style game that has dice chucking, but the dice chucking is at the beginning of the game. And in some ways, it's a simplified version of the main kind of action store mechanic you're getting in Omicron Protocol. But whatever, all that aside, let's get to the actual point. I'm going to start with who is this game not for? And I'm going to start there because it's a much easier group for me to identify. And the first thing is, if you are a heavy dungeon crawl person, I mean, you are super into Madara, Dungeon Universalis, League of Dungeoneers, Dungeon Crusade, Dungeon Alliance, any of those types of games, this is probably not your game. This is the lightest of the light. This is probably not going to be for you. Additionally, it's probably not a game for you if you are a grim, dark person. You're looking for dark and gritty and grays and blacks. This ain't it. I mean, the box is pink on the side. it ain't for you. This is you are not the target audience for this. And then the last thing that I'll say is, if you are someone that's just really into just all dungeon crawls and adventure games, but you're very familiar with the heavier rule set games, and you play these all the time, then this is also probably not the game for you, because it's probably a little more simplistic than what you want right now. So, that aside, who is this game for? You're the people I'm talking to. And so the first thing I'm going to say is this is a family game. And I often talk about there's a family weight game. So this is not just a family weight game. This is a family game. This is you play it with your kids. You go, you have fun, you enjoy. Or you play it with people who don't play board games a lot. I played this with my brother, and he's a very smart man. He has a doctorate. He's very smart. I will never call him doctor, but he has one. He's a very smart man, but I played this with him. Why? Because he's not familiar with dungeon crawls. He doesn't know how these things work, so I was able to play, experience, and do this activity with him. And he is not someone who's ever going to own one or play one in great detail. Or maybe you're looking to kind of give someone an intro into the genre, into the adventure dungeon crawl genre. This is a wonderful way to do that, because you get that adventure. You get that interaction with different locations. You get that different levels do different things. You get that slow level up, the increasing of power, the activating of gear, to using your resource. All of those things you get in a dungeon crawl, you're getting here, but it is simple enough for anybody to grasp it right away. This is a fantastic game to play with kids. Fantastic. It really makes me think a lot of Jerry Hawthorne's games from Plaid Hat Games, Mice and Mystics, Familiar Tales. Those are games that you can play with young people. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to be able to play. And I think it's very telling that Jerry himself demoed this. I actually sent him a prototype, and he played it for around with it and sent some feedback and some quotes, and he was charmed by the game. He enjoyed it. Big game, little box, those size, he enjoyed it, and I think it's very telling that that is the type of audience that you're looking for. And I think that's very, very telling. I think it's for the type of person that really likes Euro mechanics and is maybe a little dungeon crawl curious. Well, give it a try. See how those things interact. See if you enjoy it. I think if you just like cute and whimsical, this is just, I mean, look. Say what you want about the Sims, the cybermimetic sociopaths, which are, cyber zombies, and, maybe that's not cute. But I challenge you to tell me that the things you're seeing on the screen right now are not cute. This is a cute-ass game. It is adorable. The art is adorable. The idea behind the pets are going to go save their owner is adorable. And if that's the type of thing you're looking for, then maybe this is a game for you. And the last thing that I'm going to say is, and I know at least one of the reviewers is actually talking about this in depth, it's very easy to transport. I mean, this is a tiny box, very easy to transport. Part of the box lid is magnetic. It comes off, and you're using that as part of the board. It does not take up a ton of space. It's not tiny, but it's not tiny. You're not going to play this on an airplane tray table, but it is a small footprint, easy to play, easy to set up, easy to put away. Relatively short missions, 30 minutes. Once you know how to play the game, you can power through one pretty quick. And if any of those things describe you, then this is something that you should be looking at. If you're one of those things I mentioned at the beginning, this is probably not your game. And that's okay. But if you are looking for that family, really family, dungeon crawl, adventure, a little bit Euro-y, cute, adorable type game, then this is a crowdfunding campaign that you should be looking at. Also, it's pretty inexpensive. I think it's $20, $25. I'm not totally sure. There might be a little thing going boom, flashing on the screen saying exactly what it is. It's not expensive either. So, anyhow, there you have it, folks. I don't often do this type of video, but I think this is the most useful kind of video right now. So, there you have it, folks. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.